Hi everyone, and welcome to this live stream on self-love, confidence, and self-esteem, self-improvement. I'm glad you are here with me today because today we are diving into how to build unshakable confidence through self-love. By the end of this session, I want you to leave feeling more connected with yourself and ready to take practical steps towards your personal growth. Remember, you are free to comment or to ask questions, but remember to be kind to others as you comment. Right, just a moment, I'm gonna turn my phone off so that it doesn't disturb us. Notifications. Just gonna put it on do not disturb, and I'm all yours now. Right, where were we? No rude or untoward comments. I've been doing these lives and people have been very, very good, and they've been asking questions and they've been commenting so well. So I appreciate that. If this is your first time in our live, you are welcome. If you are returning and you are watching, maybe very, very good, and they've been asking questions, and our third live, I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. If you don't know who I am, I'm Coach Sasa. So that is enough with the introduction. Let's begin. Today, we are going to begin with self-love meditation to center ourselves, because I thought today we should look at self-love, we should look at self-improvement, and we should look at how self-love can help us promote confidence. So, after that, we'll talk about how self-love is the foundation of confidence and explore actionable steps for self-improvement using self-love. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat as we go along. I'll be answering them towards the end of this live. So this calming self-love meditation will help you to connect with yourself, release any self-doubt, and open your mind to the power of self-love. So let us begin. I want you to get ready. Before we begin our journey into self-love, take a moment to get comfortable. You can sit or you can lie down in the couch, or you can do whatever you like as long as you are comfortable. Whatever feels best for you is good enough for me. Now, I want you to gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Sometimes some people do not like closing their eyes, so you can soften them a bit and maybe look at one thing in front of you. That will help you to be one with this practice. Let's begin. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly let it out through your mouth. Let go of any tension you are holding on to and allow yourself to be present and be fully in this moment. Now I want you to inhale deeply through your nose and hold it for a few seconds and exhale slowly through your mouth. Feel your body relax with every breath. As you breathe in, imagine filling yourself with calm, loving energy. And as you breathe out, let go of all the stress, the stress of the day, the stress of the morning, the stress of everything around you, and just be one in this moment. Let go of self-doubt that might be weighing you down. This is your moment for calm. Now, gently bring your attention to your body. Start at your feet. Notice any sensation there. Slowly move your attention upwards to your legs, your hips, your stomach, your chest. Continue to scan your body, moving up to your shoulders, your arms, and finally your head. With each breath, feel yourself softening into a state of complete relaxation. Remember, as you do your body scan, continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now let's focus on nurturing self-love. As you breathe, I invite you to repeat these affirmations. You can repeat them silently to yourself or out loud if you are on your own. Whichever feels right for you. That is good for me. I am worthy of love exactly as I am. I embrace my uniqueness and I honor myself. I forgive myself for my mistakes and celebrate my growth. I am deserving of happiness, peace, and joy. Feel the power of each affirmation. Let them sink deeply. Imagine each word flowing through your entire body, filling you with warmth and light. You might be feeling your hairs on your skin stand up. That is the warmth of the affirmations. Now, I would like you to picture a warm, glowing light at the center of your chest, right where your heart is. This represents your love for yourself. Watch this light grow brighter, bigger with every breath you are taking. Let this light fill your entire being, radiating love, kindness, and acceptance throughout your whole body. As this light expands, imagine it dissolving any negative thoughts, judgments, or fears you may hold about yourself. With each breath, feel yourself becoming lighter, more at peace, more aligned with deep love you have within. Take a moment to feel grateful for who you are. You are unique. You are beautiful or handsome. You are enough. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Allow yourself to bask in this feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for your strengths, for your resilience, and for your journey wherever you are at this moment. Thank yourself for taking this time to connect with your inner self. And also thank your higher power, the one who made you. Take a deep breath again through your nose and out through your mouth. When you are ready, start bringing your awareness back to the present moment. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a final deep breath, inhaling love and exhaling peace. Slowly open your eyes, carrying this feeling of self-love with you throughout the day, if it is morning where you are, or if it is afternoon, or throughout the night till tomorrow, if you are in the evening as I am. Now, I will want you to share in the comments how this meditation felt for you. Is it something you will consider doing more of? Let me know in the comments. Welcome, Boniface. Thank you for being here. And Ola, thank you for being here today. Thank you, Tommy. Yes, we should all embrace our uniqueness and celebrate our growth, as Lucky is saying. Ainde Julia says, I'm grateful for who I am. Yes, I'm wonderfully made. Yes, we all are wonderful made. And it is a very, very good thing to realize that we are wonderful, to realize who we are, and to appreciate and celebrate who we are, regardless of scars, flaws, and all, because we all have them. And that is part of being human. So now we are going to look at the connection between self-love and why self-love is important for confidence. It is the foundation for confidence. So we have taken a moment to connect with ourselves. Let's dive into how self-love and confidence are deeply connected. Confidence is often misunderstood as something external, like the way we look, how much money we have, or how others perceive us. But real lasting confidence comes from within. And when you build your confidence, tap from inside you. Don't look at external forces or external things. The confidence you get from those external things doesn't last, but the internal confidence is what lasts forever, and it is what it brings and gives you personal growth. Confidence is rooted in how much we value and love ourselves, flaws and all. It is very important to do that. It is important to value yourself, and it is important to know who you are and love yourself and inspire to improve yourself. Now I'm going to share with you some practical steps to cultivate self-love and begin to build confidence. Right, let me look at something. Okay. So how do we build self-love? You might be asking yourself. It's all about daily habits and mindset. You can start small with things like practicing self compassion. I find that most of the time, we really don't practice self compassion like we practice compassion and love for others. Normally, most people will put other people first, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. But as you do that, remember that at the heart of it, there is you, and you are important. And you, if you learn to love yourself, then you will have more love to give to others. When you make a mistake, instead of beating yourself up, remind yourself that you are human and it's okay. Sometimes we fail. That is part of growing and that is part of growth. That is okay. The only thing I always say, which is not okay, is you remaining in that state of failure, you beginning to blame yourself, you beginning to think negatively about yourself. You fail, you acknowledge that you have failed, give yourself compassion, and that will give you the strength to move on. The next thing which you can do is setting healthy boundaries. Loving yourself means protecting your energy and saying no to what drains you. Sometimes you find that people around you can be very, very draining, and if you let them, people can sap energy from you. By saying this, I'm not saying you should be mean to people. I know I love people, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because of that love for people. But I don't let things which sap my energy, things which drain my energy. I do things which I enjoy doing. I set boundaries, and there are things which I don't do because they don't serve me. And if they don't serve me, that means I'm unable to serve the people well. The other thing which you can do is celebrating small wins. Confidence grows when you recognize and appreciate your progress. Sometimes people wait to celebrate because they have not made a lot of money, because people don't see them, people don't recognize what they have done. Any small wins, celebrate them. You are doing things for yourself, not for anybody else. And celebrating small wins gives you confidence and it builds resilience. So that sometimes when you fail, you can tap on that resilience and be happy with yourself. I remember a time when I really struggled with my own self-esteem. People sometimes can wonder that, really, did you have low self-esteem? Yes. And it wasn't until I started practicing self-love regularly through journaling, mostly scripture and affirmations, that I began to feel more confident in who I was, regardless of others' opinions. When I was maybe a youngish woman, and when I started teaching, because I started my main job, I was a teacher. I had this low confidence and low self-esteem about myself. So much so that when I was at school, say maybe I am going to my classroom and I see another teacher coming, maybe at the other side of the corridor, I will turn so that I don't meet them and greet them. That's how my self-esteem was. But I worked on this. I practice self-love regularly, and it really has brought me through to where I am. When I started coaching, I couldn't even sit in front of the camera and talk to people. I will think to myself, my intonation is not good. Maybe people will think my language is not good. and all those things. But I realized that I am unique. I am who I am. I've been made the way I am. So I want you to practice that. Feel that love for yourself. Accept yourself. And do different self-love activities which will enhance that love and confidence for yourself. So what are the daily habits which you can use to improve for self-improvement? I'm going to share with you simple habits you can do every day to boost your confidence, overcome self-doubt, and grow. Because it's not nice to just be stagnant in one place. Did you know that sometimes you find yourself maybe going like in a circle around the same thing over and over again? It is because you have not grown. You have not learned anything from all the other obstacles which have come your way. I believe that God, if you believe in God, will see that you are not ready for the next step. That's why you'll keep going round and round. So there are self-improvement habits which you can do in order to grow. This can be done in the morning, or you can do them at any time of the day when you feel you need them. For me, I like starting my day with some of these so that I set the tone for the day. And when I start doing work, or when I start coaching people, I feel confident because I have grounded my day, I have set up my day on some of these self-improvement habits. A simple way to boost your confidence is through your morning routine. Starting your day maybe with scripture and prayer, if you are a person of faith, or positive affirmations or journaling. These can set a tone for the rest of the day. And when you journal with purpose. You don't just journal for the sake of journaling. You can get up, say your positive affirmations. When I say my empowering positive affirmation, I say it standing in front of the mirror. I do a power pause. You can say it's I forgot that TV character. Yeah, you stand and in a power pose, put your hands, maybe your hands on your hips. That makes you feel strong. Lift up your shoulders and say one affirmation which really empowers you. Maybe you can just like, I am good enough. Or you can say, today is a good day for me. Anything which affirms you, but make sure you are looking yourself in the mirror and you can see your eyes. When you look at somebody in the eye, you can see whether they are confident or they are not, which is why you should stand in front of the mirror, so that if you are not saying it in a confident way, you can say to yourself, oh, say that again, and then until you are confident. Self-doubt is something we all deal with, but it doesn't have to control you. One technique I found helpful is challenging your negative thoughts. If something maybe comes into your mind, say you are thinking of doing something, but you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Ask yourself this question: is this really true? Is there evidence for this thought? Often you will find that self-doubt is just a habit of thinking, not reflecting of anything in reality. So if you challenge it and find the truth of it, and if maybe, let us say, you are going for an interview and you feel like, I'm going to be rubbish in this interview, find the truth of it. Maybe the truth can be in the last interview you didn't do well. That is the truth. Acknowledge that. And that is the evidence. And then now, get something which is going to boost you. What are you going to do today to be better than the last time? Even though this can be true, but sometimes it can just be your mind just being afraid because of what happened the last time. So find something positive, what you will do this time, what you will do different in order to be better than the last time. When you see failures or challenges as opportunities to grow, you start building resilience. So if you failed that interview, but you look at it, this is a challenge. Today I'm going for this interview. I'm one step ahead of the first time. I know what I did wrong there. I have learned from it, and this is what I'm going to do today better than it was. So you are not starting at ground zero. It's not about avoiding failures. It's about learning from them. That's the essence of self-improvement. And so, I created an interactive guide for you to help you to continue with your self-improvement journey, building confidence, nurturing self-love. The link is in the description of this video. It's interactive. There are small activities which you can do, and you can write and all that. It has all the space to do that, and it's free for you. I'm confident this will be a game changer for you, and it will support you in your self-improvement and in your confidence building journey. Now, let's get to questions. What's on your mind? Whether it's about building confidence, practicing self-love, or overcoming self-doubt, I'm here to help. So I would like you to put some questions here so that we can be interact. It's not nice for you to talk and talk and talk, and then it becomes like you are lecturing or you are teaching. When you are having a live stream, it's a good idea to be asking questions. I'm going to read a few. Lucky says, first time here, and the affirmation is a great one, Mom. Thank you, Lucky, and I'm happy you enjoyed it. You can come and watch this video again just to do those affirmations every day. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. Accepting where I am on my journey has made me more at peace and confident. Oh, that is very nice. The most important thing is not to compare yourself with somebody else, because you don't know if they are there, how they got there, what maybe resources they had, which you don't have. You are on your journey, somebody else is on their journey. So keep on doing. Get help if you need help, but don't compare yourself. Comparing is a killer for confidence. Sigmund said, truth, human make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. There's nobody who doesn't make a mistake. I made a mistake I think 15 years ago. I left my job. I resigned from my job in South Africa, and I came here. I thought, you know what? I've got a honors degree in education. It won't be difficult for me to find a teaching job when I get to the UK. And that was a struggle. And maybe if I had come here and maybe taken a leave for a few months, come and found a job, and then resigned, that would have been better. So that is true, Sigmund, when you say humans make mistakes. Boniface says, it is very obvious you love people. Thank you, Boniface. I'm a Virgo, and a Virgo is a people's person. So yes, Right, let me see if there are any questions. Oh, Sigmund, I am with you and I say this affirmation with you. Something good will happen to you today. And say it and believe it. That is the important thing about affirmations is say them and believe them and feel them. Just feel them in your body. If you don't believe them, then how will they work? And I'm not saying that if affirmations are not like a magic pill that, okay, I take this pill and then my headache goes. No, there are those things which you use to build your confidence. Say them and believe them, and they will help you. And Amos says, yes, failure is an opportunity to win. Yes, it is. Because sometimes if you don't fail, you won't know what to do when something happens. If you don't fail, you won't grow because you are confident in where you are. So failure is important as well for you to grow. And Code says, complimenting myself daily has helped me shift my mindset from self-doubt to self-belief. That is very, very important. Compliment yourself. You are who you are. You are unique. You know, sometimes you'll laugh at me, yeah. But one of the things which I was afraid of when I started doing videos on YouTube. I always thought my lower teeth were too short and they were making me look, So you see, even a coach has got all those self doubt and things. The important thing is how you work on them. So, coach, you are doing a good thing by complimenting yourself daily, and if it is helping you to shift your mindset, I am so happy for you. Anjorin says, how do I stay consistent with self-love practices in my daily life? You do them every day. You choose which of the self-love activities you want to do. And you can do one a day. I know sometimes it's hard to say, it depends. Maybe the day has knocked you and you just don't feel it. But you have to keep on keeping on. So I gave you a few of the things which you can do. So you can choose one. Say maybe say this week I'm just going to do journaling. And when you journal, do something like this. Like in the evening, ask yourself, just write one question. What am I grateful for today? And then you write down some things which you are grateful for. That is very important. That is building your confidence. That is building your acceptance in yourself. And then you get on tomorrow morning. What do I want to achieve today? And you write down what you want to achieve. If it doesn't go well, that is a learning step. But you had planned. So practice every day. Choose what habit you want to practice. Being grateful is something which you need to do every day. Journaling is something which really helps. It helps me a lot. Affirmations, they are very important. You can say them in the morning and say them in the evening. I hope that helps you, Anjorin. Eclipse says, how important is exercise in building self-confidence? It is important because your health and wellness is important. It's something which boosts your mood. So if you want to exercise, by all means, exercise, but choose something which you enjoy. That is very important. I like exercise. I used to run half marathons, but now my knee doesn't allow me. But I go for walks every day and I enjoy walking. So exercise is important. It builds your self-esteem. Choose an exercise with you which you enjoy, maybe an exercise which you can share with other people, and enjoy it. The most important thing is enjoyment. Do something which you love. And Amos says, what role does setting boundaries play in developing confidence and self respect? Okay, a person without boundaries becomes a yes person. That means people can take you for granted because you don't have that ability to say no, even though you know this thing is not good for you. Say, for instance, you are at work and your boss gives you something, and in the afternoon they give you something, and you know very well that you have not completed the first thing, but then because you don't want to disappoint, then you take this other thing. Now this is going to affect you. You are not going to do it maybe properly because there is too much for you to do. And once you are doing too much, that means you are creating stress for yourself, and that is not good for you. So putting boundaries and saying no. Sometimes I used to work for this a private company. It was a training company. The manager will call you at the weekend, and she'll be like, "Oh, we need to do this. We need to do this." You put boundaries. You tell them, "No, weekends are for me and my family." And you don't move from, unless it is really really like a situation where you see that, well, I can help here. But put boundaries and let people know. Sometimes boundaries are for yourself. Put boundaries for yourself. Don't take or do things which are above you. Let us look at YouTube. You watch a lot of videos on YouTube, especially making money online. Today you watch this video, it tells you about this how you make money using this method. Maybe tomorrow you watch this video, it tells you make money using this method. You start that one, you watch another video, and then at the end you have got a lot of things which you are trying to do. And once you do that, you are not able to complete one thing fully. So you make boundaries for yourself as well, so that when you do something, you do it with all your ability and you finish it. And Ainde said, what role does mindfulness meditation play in developing self-love? Mindfulness is a state of being aware of who you are, being aware of where you are. And it is a state of being non-judgmental to yourself. So you can bring things which maybe you are not doing well, but without judgment. That is the good of mindfulness. You are bringing awareness to yourself without judgment. And once you do that, it brings you peace. You know there is this thing, but I'm not judging myself for maybe the mistakes I made this thing. I am choosing that I am going to act this way in order to improve that. So if you practice a mindfulness, you are bringing your awareness without judgment. Because if people are always their own worst critics, we criticize ourselves more than what other people do. We criticize ourselves, we tell ourselves we're not good enough, we tell ourselves we cannot do this, and all those things. Mindfulness helps you to bring that sense of peace, that sense of acceptance without judging yourself, that sense of understanding that you are human, you can make these mistakes, and then what can you do about them? But the difference is you are doing it in a accepting way, in a loving way, in a compassionate way. And Boniface says, what are some ways to celebrate small wins to keep building confidence? Okay, Let me see what small win. Let us say you have never done a live before, and then you decide, I'm gonna do maybe a TikTok live, or I'm gonna do a YouTube short. A YouTube short is just like 59 seconds, and you take the camera, you record something, and you put it out there. You celebrate that. You did something which you were maybe afraid to do before, or you did something which you were not able to do before. So that is your win. That is a small win. You celebrate it and you pat yourself on the back and, yeah, give yourself love and grace. Anything which you do, as long as you accomplish that thing, no matter how small, you can celebrate it. And Lucky says, how do I manage setbacks or negative feedback while maintaining my confidence? Setbacks are very hard. They are very, very hard. I do understand that. But the first thing I would say to you is give yourself grace and know that anyone can make a mistake. Sometimes setbacks are not because we didn't try. Sometimes setbacks are because of factors around us. So just give yourself grace. Negative feedback. Sometimes I believe you have to tell the person that no matter, I really appreciate your feedback, but I don't think it is building me. If somebody gives you feedback, they should give you something that builds you. If somebody gives you negative, it is something saying about them. It is not about you. And that is the honest truth. Somebody who always criticizes is because they are being criticized as well. So you find that most of the time it is not about you. Take it with grace and bring it up to the person. I really truly hear your feedback, but I feel all the things you said were negative. What do you want me to do in order to improve that? You are not confrontational. You are talking to them in a nice way. If they don't appreciate that you are asking that, you just move on and leave them and believe in yourself and start saying, giving yourself self-love, saying affirmations which build you, because it's not what people say about you that is true. And Mimiko says, thank you very much for this teaching, Ma. How do I embrace imperfections without allowing them to affect my confidence? So when we are saying imperfections like that, imperfections like in your looks, or imperfections like you can't do like skills, or imperfections like talent, I think the first thing you should understand yourself is you are unique. If you are saying this thing is imperfect, that means you are comparing it maybe to somebody else. And that is the first thing which you should teach yourself, not to compare. Comparing is one of the things which kills a progress in people. I know I used to think, like I've talked to you about, I used to think, oh, I can't do lives because my teeth are too short. Yeah, maybe I was thinking that was an imperfection. Work on yourself, work on your self-love, love yourself, give yourself grace, work on self-compassion, and see the uniqueness in you. If you were here last week, I showed people a photo of this guy who was born without arms, without legs. He only has his mouth. But now he is one of the best motivational speakers in the world. He is called every place to come and speak, because whether those people can say not having limbs is imperfections, he didn't let that hinder himself. So whatever it is, it's uniquely you. You are unique the way you are. Don't let what people say affect you. Do what you can, because we can all do what we can, and we can't do things like the other person because we are not the other person. I hope I've answered you okay, Mimiko. Charles says, please share with us how practicing gratitude shifted your mindset, your mindset towards self-love and confidence. Practicing gratitude, let me realize that, you know what, even all these things, maybe things I was looking as bad things in my life, there is always something good. There is always something good to be thankful for. I can think of it like this. It is an extreme thing, but just think of it. You woke up in the morning, maybe you went to work, you came home, and you have a roof over your head, and you have food on your table. Whereas someone out there, they woke up in the morning, they don't have a job, they walked the streets looking for a job, and they didn't get a job. They come home, there is nothing to eat in the house, and they don't have a place of their own to sleep. Maybe they are sleeping under the bridge. So you see, you have to be grateful for whatever you have, the little things which you have. If you concentrate on what you have instead of what you don't have, you will live a happier life. And it will build your confidence, because you are not comparing, or because you are not going, oh, but I lack this and I lack that. You are confident in what you have. You are confident in who you are. I can't be having only one nice dress to wear on Sunday. I am grateful for that. So that means when I go out to church on a Sunday and I'm wearing that dress, I'll be confident in how I look, because I'm grateful for that one dress which I have. So practicing gratitude means you are looking at what you have instead of what you don't have. And Boniface says, I think self-development also helps. Yes, it does. And Mr. OPM says, what role does time management play in maintaining self-care and self-love? Okay, time management it helps you to do things at certain times. So I'm going to do this. Maybe you say, okay, I'm going to do my journaling from 6 to 6:15 in the evening. So you know that, okay, throughout the day, this is what I do. I come from work, I'm going to go home because I am going to do my journaling at this time. So time management makes the things in your life better. It makes you better manage your life. The only thing which you should not do, I was watching a film earlier on. This mother had 2 children. She is a lawyer, and she had a time management board in her kitchen. It was full of sticky notes, different colors, what they should know. That is becoming a slave of your time management. So when you decide, okay, how you can manage your time, use it as a tool to help you not to do some things too much and neglect other things. That's what time management should be. Instead of you being a slave, that everywhere you have sticky notes which are written, color coded, and all that, your life is like you don't have any leeway to do something. Use time management to manage your time, not it to manage you. Um, Anjori said, I would love to ask this also. What's the most surprising self love habit you have tried that boosted your confidence? Okay, I think I was born with a fear of height. I used to, when we go out with other people doing something, and I'll be like the one being left looking after a luggage or things because I couldn't. So in September, 3 years ago, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this for me. I want to break this. So I booked a what is called canopy tours, where you just go like on a zip from the other side of the gorge to the other. I did that. The fact that I just zipped from one side to the other, that brought me so much joy, and it boosted my confidence. And I realized that, you know what, I can do this. So if there's something you are afraid of doing, try a smaller version of it. And once you win on that smaller version, that gives you the confidence to try even harder. I hope that helps you. Mimiko says, forgiving myself has been a game changer. And a game changer in my self-love journey. I'm glad that you were able to forgive yourself. I think the understanding that we are all human, we make mistakes, and trying to get something to do about it is very good. The thing which is becomes sometimes a hindrance for people is if somebody makes a mistake, they start beating that and start feeling guilty instead of acknowledging that I made a mistake, and then self-forgiveness. Say maybe you made a mistake against somebody, you can ask for forgiveness. And asking for forgiveness is not always that the person will forgive you, but you are doing it for yourself. You are doing it for your own peace of mind. You are doing it for your own growth. You are doing it for your self-development. Right. Alfie says, does healthy eating improve someone's mindset? Yes, because healthy eating also is something to do with your wellness. So it does. And sometimes you find people will say, oh, if you eat this or that is not healthy. For me, sometimes I believe, especially for some of us who come from Africa, in South Africa, we eat pap. A lot of people believe pap is unhealthy, but that is our staple food. What I believe is how much of it you eat is important. So yes, healthy eating is very important, because if you don't eat healthy, obviously it's going to affect your health. It's going to affect who you are. You have to take care of you. That is very important. Okay, I'm so glad we were able to ask a lot of questions, and it makes my heart sing when I see people asking questions and I'm able to answer them. If I didn't answer your question, you can ask it again. Right, now I'm going to ask you guys to answer my question. I have one problem: sleeping. I think since I lost my husband, I found it so difficult to sleep. I go to bed and I'll be thinking, today I want to go to bed and fall asleep. Sometimes I will sit up late so that when I go to bed, I'm tired. But the moment my head hits the pillow, I start, and then I don't sleep. And if I don't fall asleep, I start worrying about that I'm not falling asleep, and then I don't fall asleep. This is just an aside question. If you think you can help the coach, what do you do if you cannot sleep? Have you ever had that problem? Put in the comments, and I would really appreciate you. You'll be helping me, and helping each other is a very good thing. Okay. If there are no more questions, thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I encourage you to take what we talked about today and start applying in small ways every day. Whether it's setting boundaries, you remember setting boundaries is saying no to things which sap your energy, is saying no to things which you cannot do. Setting boundaries is understanding your power and understanding what you can do. Whether it's celebrating your wins, whatever you do, no matter how small it is, you have to celebrate it because you have done something which you did not do before, and that is a good thing. Or whether it's doing meditation regularly, meditation is, I find it very good because it calms the mind, it brings peace, it stops the mind from wandering and overthinking things. Remember, building self-love and confidence is a journey. It's not a race. You are not trying to get to where somebody is. You are trying to build yourself towards a life which you will enjoy. So take your time. The interactive guide which I talked about will be helpful, so don't forget to download it. The link is in the description. Make sure you join me again next week. I've been talking to people for some aspects to come and talk to us. I think that would be nice for you to hear somebody else different from me. So don't forget to join us, and where we'll be diving deeply into self-improvement tips so that you end 2024 very well. Take care of yourself and keep on working towards becoming the best version of yourself. Let me see before we end if there's a question. I understand I do practice much work that will get me. Oh, I can't see what's in there. That will get me tired, and immediately I get to bed. Okay, I don't know what I can do here. What will get me tired and immediately go to work? Most of what I do on the computer. When I do my coaching sessions, I do it over Teams. So that's not something which can make me tired. Maybe if I go for a walk in the evening, that can help. Boniface says, Coach, I think accepting that it takes time, be patient with yourself, is a process, and with time, restful sleep. Thank you so much. I'm trying. I know patience is a virtue, but I've never been a very patient person. But yeah, I think I'm learning patience, and thank you so much. Charles says, I will definitely be here next week. Thank you, Charles. And Court says, thank you for today, and we meet next week. Thank you, guys. See you next week. Until then, shine on, and always remember you are worth it. Oh, there's a, if you go to my channel, there is a playlist which is entitled Confidence Bootcamp. It has got 5 short videos which you can be using next week before the next session. It's called Confidence Bootcamp. It really touches one area of confidence and gives you steps to do that day, and the following day it gives you another area of confidence, and it's 5 sessions and they are all about 5 minutes long. And I hope you go and look at that, and that it will help you with your confidence. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Good night. Good morning, good afternoon, and keep well. God bless.